Hi everyone, my name is Rika. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If you are new, thank you so much for taking an interest in my content. You will definitely not be disappointed. If you are returning, definitely thank you so much for all the love and appreciation on my last couple of videos. Definitely has not been unnoticed. I really appreciate it, and I'll continue responding, liking those comments, and just having a general discussion in the comment section, because I feel like we are one big family and we are here to learn from each other. So today I really want to talk about what made me choose Humber. What were some of the budgetary obligations that I faced as an international student living in Canada, in the Greater Toronto area to be more specific, and just how I was able to navigate those things. So if you are interested in the things that I have mentioned, feel free to stick around. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and enjoy the video. Cons that I see with Humber though, because there aren't without cons, and you literally have no free time. I had no free time. Not that my personal life was very exciting, but it really took a nosedive into even further nothingness when I started this program, because I literally had time to do nothing at all. Even though the price is average, and this isn't necessarily something unique to Humber, I do feel like international student tuitions are really expensive, but then it can be argued you're the one who chose to do a program that's not in your home country, so that's a part of what you have to face. So I guess that can be both ways. The workload was exceptionally heavy. I know I signed up for 8 courses the first semester, 7 courses, and an internship the second semester. However, geez Louise, like, give me a break. At no point there was any type of break. There's a lot of group work, so if you're in a group that is non-progressive, or you have other people who are going to tell you about their personal obligations and why they can't complete their schoolwork, you're going to be in pretty bad shape with your grade. I feel like that's also a downfall, but then it teaches group work, and when you're in the work environment, you do have to work with people. I get it, but choose very wisely when you're choosing your group members. I'll just say that. There are late classes in the winter. That was super frustrating. I feel like I don't know, in the winter months at least, please just let us go home at like 5, because it gets dark very early. It's super cold, and I just want to be home. When I got my acceptance, I was almost immediately assigned an international student advisor. So that made the difference for me, because as I mentioned, I applied for 3 colleges and they were the only ones who did that. So I felt like I would have had help to make the integration just way easier into their system. She was so sweet. I would email her all the time and she'd respond so quickly, you'd think we're literally on like WhatsApp or any other type of messaging platform, because she would just be so swift, and I felt like I was getting a lot of information out of her. They have immigration help on campus. There is an immigration advisor that's there. I believe there were 2 people by the time I was leaving, and you can send her an email. She responds, and for the most part within a day at the latest, and she was just like super friendly. You couldn't make an appointment, but you would have to go there pretty early in order to have a word with her. But it made it very easy for you to transition from school as to what I will do after Humber, especially should I want to stay in the country after doing my postgraduate or graduate or undergraduate studies. When I was in Jamaica looking for a school to attend, when I went to the recruiter's office, Humber was plastered all over, and I felt like their marketing tactic was just very good. Everywhere that you go, you will see like, it's very obvious to identify Humber. We are on our way. That's kind of like how they do their slogans, and I just felt like the marketing of it was very good. So I was initially drawn in to apply for that school. I applied for Humber and 2 other colleges in the Greater Toronto area. I went ahead and chose Humber. I feel like their marketing was very deliberate and consistent. When I went to their website, things weren't all over the place. It was very easy to navigate, and I just felt like it would have been like a very good choice. They had a recruiter based in Jamaica, so that just made it very easy for me to connect with them and connect with him, because I feel like I had someone with the expertise to get me into this college and to help me navigate initially what I needed to produce to them in order to be an accepted applicant of their program. So them having someone that I could talk to, reason with, that definitely helped. I also feel like the tuition was thereabout in line with what the average is for other colleges who may not have been giving me the type of service or attention that I wanted from a college. You have health insurance. I think most schools give you health insurance when you go with them. I would utilize as much of that health insurance as possible. They also did like a virtual campus tour, which I feel like was definitely useful for persons who could not have been there. And it was very interactive. You could ask any questions, and the people who were there were just so nice. And I remember I've been to the International Student Resource Center. They do have a resource center specifically for international students, and everyone there was just so helpful and just so nice, and they helped me with my inquiry. I think I was applying for my postgraduate work permit, and they were just the sweetest. They were very helpful. There were always resources for you to like do your assignments as well. There are always computers available. There are laptops available that you can rent. The library has the books that you need. The bookstore for the most part has all the books that you need. Just a few more reasons of why I chose it. The internship that was offered in the second semester, I feel like was like really a good option. I changed careers, and if you are changing careers, I do feel like you do need some amount of experience in order to stand out as a candidate. I feel like all the courses were also relevant. I know that I've looked at some course outlines and you'd have things on it that are not even, that they don't even make sense. I'm doing human resources, like why do I need to do intro to biology and whatever? So I'm like, that has nothing to do with what I'm doing, if you get what I mean. So I feel like they had all the courses that were relevant, and when I started working, I could honestly see where the courses were super relevant, because I was able to map a lot of the issues that not necessarily issues, but a lot of the things that happen in the workplace to things that I've learned, and I was able to bring some of that theory to the different boardroom meetings that I would go to. They prepare you for external exams, so if you are in corporate, learning doesn't necessarily stop when you finish your undergraduate studies or your postgraduate studies. A lot of times you have to do external certifications that would also help you to, increase your knowledge base and to make you very, very competitive. I was watching this video by Patricia Bright, and she was saying a young lady was only a year older than her, and she was making £20,000 more per year because of the additional certifications that she has. So investing in these certifications make a world of a difference, and getting yourself, up to date, being very competitive to your employer, staying relevant, getting pay increases. Who doesn't like that? I also had the budgetary expense of keeping myself afloat per month as I navigated myself through school. Something that I feel like maybe people just say but they don't necessarily understand how much they cost is books. I didn't feel like I spent about $800 for the year on those books, and they were definitely helpful. You really, really do need them. If you are planning on going in corporate, you probably will be doing designations even after school, so you'll need those books to help you study for those external exams. The next thing that I want to get into is just my breakdown of my monthly expenses and how I was able to afford that, navigate that, and the importance of what it is to budget for these expenses every month. So I spent about 1,200 Canadian per month, and some months I needed more, I rarely needed less. Rent was $600, and rent can definitely be, a variable. It just depends on where you rent, the type of relationship you and your landlord have. Sometimes your credit score, because some people do want a credit score for that. It also depends on the area, the amenities that you're getting, the part of the house that you're renting. So if you're renting a basement and you're sharing that basement, it can be, a lot less expensive as opposed to someone who's probably renting, a room on the main floor and you have all the amenities. But as a student, you definitely need lightning fast, internet, reliable internet. I've seen persons struggle because they're not able to complete the work on time at their house because of internet, and I didn't even think that you would have internet issues in Canada, but apparently you can. So you want to ask all these questions. I've seen places being advertised where you get a part of a living room rented and a curtain for privacy, so you really have to screen where you want to rent. You have to be careful of scammers. I've gotten emails as well for persons who are renting places, and unbelievable deals. I'm telling you, like, if you really wanted to be scammed, unfortunately you could be scammed, because a lot of them were just too good to be true. The next thing that I want to talk about in budgetary obligations was transit. So some persons definitely get a car right after coming here, and if you can afford that, all the best to you. It cost me about $240 per month for my monthly transit. Right? It cost me about $240 for my monthly transit, and that was because I had to cross, I think it was like a boundary or a border or something like that. So I had to use two separate transit systems, which were my way and the TTC. If you only use one of them per month, then your transit cost is about $150. The next thing is food. I feel like food can be a little expensive here to some extent. As a single person buying just for me, I spent about $250 a month on food. So that can kind of cost. But there are people who definitely buy in bulk and go to Costco and whatever, and they're able to save a bunch. I can't necessarily buy a lot of bulk things because I'm one person. The other thing that I want to look into is the phone bill. Your phone bill can be inexpensive or expensive just depending on what you need. I was with a carrier and I would get like 8 gigabytes per month for $50 before tax, and I feel like that was like a super really good deal. My phone bill now is like $100 and something because I get off the phone with the carrier and all that type of thing, and I get less gigabytes. So 6 to 1 off is $9. Like that's about $1,100. There would be miscellaneous things that come up that would make that other the rest of that money go very quickly. So it's an average. So those were most of the reasons as to why I chose Humber. A few of the cons of going to Humber, because nothing is perfect, nothing is without its own issues. But yeah, those were for the most part the reasons. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell your family and friends, and I'll see you in my next video.